Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Christmas Star. This is a 1986 TV film. It's an hour and 34 minutes long, and yeah, it takes place at Christmas, obviously. It features Santa Claus prominently, or a man dressed as Santa Claus, specifically a con man dressed as Santa Claus, played by Ed Asner. Yes, the late, great Ed Asner, who we know from Lou Grant and all, well, for the Disney fans, from Up. He played Carl, and we lost him just this past year, and but this is one of his '80s era uh, post Lou Grant roles. As any good Christmas story starts out, it opens up in a state penitentiary where a bunch of inmates are sitting around in a semicircle as one man tells the rest of them the story of the Christmas star and how believing in things, and that if you do a good thing without getting something in return, you'll the star will appear and it'll be good. Something will be good will happen, I guess. And of course, well, uh, Ed Asner is not that character. By the way, his name is Horace McNichol. McNichol. It sounds like Saint Nicholas a little bit. Um, so yeah, he's not having any of this. He's like, yeah, whatever. You believe in all that crap? I don't believe that. Well, yeah, he's a cynic. He's in there for I think running some sort of con. I think from a bank that were they got hundreds of thousands of dollars or something. Him and his partner. He went to jail while his partner got away scot free. His partner Lucky, and well, he's rotting in jail. He has only 6 months to go until he gets out, and he decides, well, you know what? I think I'm going to switch places with this Santa Claus, the guy dressed as Santa Claus. Who does Santa Claus come to penitentiaries to entertain the inmates? Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 1986. I don't know. I mean, it's good to have good morale, I guess, but they are in prison. I don't know. So there's no children there. Usually, these guys again are kind of cynical, and they know that Santa, you know, might have a questionable origin, that we may not that he may not be real. I don't know. In some cases, in some cases he might be real. But he decides to switch places with the Santa Claus stealing his outfit and racing off into the night. He goes into the city, and he's intent on getting the hidden loot from an elaborate uh, an elaborate scheme. I mean, the way Lucky hid the loot, I don't know. I must have blacked out at some point where it explained why Lucky, who's just a con man, decided to put it in a Santa throne at a department store. And there's a key, a big clunky metal key that's involved in a hidden compartment that opens up a hidden compartment. And then when you open up that hidden compartment, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it seems like he went to an awful lot of trouble to be entertaining when hiding this thing. It just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that criminals would do. I don't know. It's just really weird, that part. I didn't get it, that part. Sorry. I'm not. By the way, I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you, because odds are a lot of people have not seen this. But yeah, that part I did spoil. But it is, yes, he does eventually find the loot, but not without a little bit of help. He he takes refuge in the basement of this local apartment building, where he befriends two children, a brother and a sister, and they believe he's the real Santa, and he manipulates them into doing his bidding. Because as long as you're good, Santa will bring you presents. Yeah, so he's not a great guy. But the point of this whole film is his redemption arc to get redeemed. By the way, the apartment building, the kids live there with their parents, and there's a bunch of other families throughout this apartment complex that they're all being kicked out, like just before Christmas, or like right after Christmas, right around Christmas time. They're all about to be kicked out. Soon after, I think, yeah, soon after Christmas Day, they're all going to be kicked out by the end of the year. And the landlord is played by Rene Auberjonois. Oh, I never say his name right. Auberjonois. Auberjonois. Oh, I'm sorry. Rene, yeah, he's passed. Also, he played Odo on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, among so many other roles, but it's one of my favorites. So he plays a very Scrooge-like landlord who's just kicking everybody out because he's doesn't pay the bills, and he's just very crotchety, and he plays it to the hilt. He's great in it. Auberjonois, Genois. He's French, so he's French. So anyway, he plays the Scroogey landlord so well, and the parents have to explain to the kids that they're not going to get as many presents, but they're going to try to make the best Christmas they can, and but they're going to probably have to move soon, and they don't know where they're going to go. They don't have enough money, and it's just a really rough time. And they're not the only ones. Everybody is going to get kicked out. And the people are complaining. There's old people. There's other families. There's just all sorts of people who are they're in dire need of a home. Kind of see where this is all how this is gonna probably resolve, but if you can guess from what little I told you just now, or how much I told you, you probably know how it's gonna wrap up. Either way, in this process, McNichol and the kids, he gets the kids, and like in it by extension, the neighbor kids, and including one kid who's kind of a bully who finds a dog. He doesn't have a good family life at all. He finds a dog in the street who's sick, and he is a sad story arc for the most part. But McNichol does whatever he can to try to get this loot, and it's putting these kids not necessarily in danger, but using them as distractions, and also the means for which to acquire that stuff so he doesn't get caught. And for some reason, he stays in the Santa costume the entire time because they're looking for a guy dressed as a Santa costume at the time he escaped. The first thing I would do is change into a non-Santa costume, because that red outfit pretty much, you stick out like a sore thumb. If you're going to see it be in a crowd of people, maybe even a crowd of old people even, the one who's wearing the Santa outfit is going to be the one everybody's going to go to first, unless they are smart enough, unless they're smart enough to think that you're smart enough to change out of that outfit. But I guess the reason why he keeps it on is in order to manipulate the kids, because if he changed out of it for too long, the kids would think, oh, he's not Santa. Well, he could just leave. But I don't know. There's a number of little holes throughout this. He does change out of the Santa Claus costume once to play their grandpa as they go doing recon on the location where the loot is hidden, and see what they have to do in order to get it. It's unnecessarily complicated, but the kids are adorable. They're not great actors by any means, but they play their parts, and Ed Asner plays a great crotchety old dude who does his best to get what he thinks is due to him, that he deserves, because he spent all those years in prison for what, while his buddy Lucky got away with it all. Yeah, and he learns some lessons regarding that, and he learns kind of show empathy for the kids and their situation and everything else that's going on. The kids kind of break his heart in a little bit. Yeah, by the way, yes, I am telling you how things go, but you kind of pretty much can, if you know the basic premise of this, and it's probably, if there's a trailer, which I imagine there is, I don't know. Well, I don't know. If odds are, you can pretty much figure out how it's going to go. So yeah, redemption arc. everything else. By the way, one of my favorite parts of this is the cop that's on assignment, who played by Fred Gwynn. You'll remember him from The Munsters, Frankenstein, and also My Cousin Vinny as the judge. Fred Gwynn, he's just classic, awesome actor. But he gets kind of a funny bit, and it's kind of a sad bit where he's trying to get home to his family and spend Christmas with them. They keep calling him out on this escaped Santa Claus case, and he's cracking jokes, but he's like, just my kids don't recognize me. They're going to send out a missing persons report because my wife doesn't know who I am anymore. And so he gets a number of bits on that whenever they cut to him, and he's sarcastic as anything, and it's kind of great. But his job is to get the man, even if it takes him all the way to Christmas morning. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna get his man? Is he gonna ever see his family? It I kind of wanted to see more of him, but it's this is not a great, innovative, surprising film in any way. There's any, does real Santa Claus show up? Is there going to be a supernatural element to this thing? Do wishes come true? Does everybody get what they want for Christmas? Yes and no. I don't want to give it all away, but I mean, there is a tiny supernatural element, but it could also just be explained away by just delusion. I don't know. It's kind of not really sure how to take that. So yeah, it's an all right film. It's not the kind of thing I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what, this is a classic, I'm gonna watch it every year. It gets me in the spirit. It doesn't do that, but it's still if you love Ed Asner, if you love Renee, a name I can't pronounce properly ever, I'm sorry, and you love Fred Gwynn, it's a pretty great thing. And also, you got a situation here, one of those rare situations where the family has both a mom and a dad. Not that you need both a mom and a dad in every situation. Parents can raise kids on their own. If that's the way they want to do it, or have to do it, that's great. But it's one of those rare situations where you see a mom and a dad in this who love each other, and they show that affection, and it's kind of unique because usually somebody's dead whenever there's a story about a child in anything Disney. For the most part, find a princess who has two parents. For them, usually find one. It's rare. So yeah, I have to check here real quick what our next thing is. I've forgotten. I picked this, by the way. This is part of our 12 Days of Christmas series. I'm picking all these. This is not randomly selected as it usually is. So if you would look at this in a normal time, at the end of each episode, there's a randomizer that picks a number and it picks the episode, and that's what I watch, no matter whether I want to watch it or not. But for Christmas, I figured I'd burn off all the Christmas, not all, but as many Christmas things as I can within a reasonable amount of time. 12 days, why not? I've got the 12 Days of Christmas, makes sense, and that's what we're watching. We're almost done. Yeah, we only got 4 more to go, so that's kind of great. We're almost at Christmas, so I'm losing all track of time here. So yeah, the next thing on our list that I picked, we're alternating movies with shorts. We just watched a movie, so we're going to watch a short next. It's going to be Mickey and Minnie Wish Upon a Christmas. I don't know how short it is. I think it's actually like a full 45 minutes. I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be a longer episode, like a TV special, Christmas TV special, but it's new. I think it was just added to Disney Plus, so check it out together. This is a more modern Disney Junior 3D animated one, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. So it's Mickey and Minnie Wish Upon a Christmas. That's what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then. Bye.